Hey guys, how's it going? This is the first lesson of the beginner core series, and this first lesson is dedicated specifically to the anatomy of the guitar. So the different parts of the guitar, what it's called, and how it works. So let's get right into it. This main part, the big part of the guitar, this is called the body, and then this is called your neck or the fretboard, and then at the very top we have the headstock. So the headstock, let's start there. The headstock is where your tuning pegs are. These are going to be the things that keep your guitar in tune. For me, if I turn them counterclockwise, it tightens my string. If I turn it clockwise, it loosens my string. These little posts right here that the tuning peg is attached to, these are your posts that the string is going to go through. Every guitar is a little different. On my guitar, they're on either side of the guitar. On a Fender Strat, they're all on one side. Most acoustics tend to resemble this method, or this style. This little plate right here is covering what is called the truss rod on your guitar, which is the thing that's going to help a luthier or another guitar tech straighten your guitar neck if it gets bowed, which happens to all guitars. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but basically, you know, if you have buzzy frets or something's wrong with your guitar, this can be the thing that helps adjust that. And it's covered up with this little plate. Different guitars have it covered up different places in different ways. So moving from the headstock, we get to this little piece of the guitar, and this is called the nut. This is where the strings actually saddle or lay across the guitar before they go down the fretboard. This is an important piece of your guitar because it's also going to help keep your strings at a balanced level over your guitar. When you're changing your strings, you can use a pencil, like a mechanical pencil, and use the graphite. You can kind of draw in there to give it a little bit of grit, so to speak, to kind of help the strings pass through nicely. When you're tuning your strings and you hear kind of a popping or a click in your string, it has to do with the string kind of getting snagged in here, and you can remedy that by using a pencil and kind of, when your string is out of this place, drawing inside there to give it a little bit of grit to help the string pass through. Okay, moving on to the neck of your guitar. On the neck of your guitar is the fretboard. And the fretboard is really where these little pieces of nickel or steel are on your guitar that separate the pitches evenly, so that you don't have to actually try to find them. These are where your fingers go when you're playing the guitar in order to press down different notes. So when you're actually playing notes on the guitar, you're not pressing down on the actual fret, you're pressing in between the frets. And preferably your finger being close to the fret. So not quite in the middle or behind back here, but right up there behind it. So these are your frets, these little actual wires. You'll see that my guitar has these markers on every other fret up until it gets to the 12th fret. These are fret markers. They mark the odd numbers on your guitar. Most guitars start at 3, they go up to 9, then you skip 2 frets, and then you get 1 on the 12th. This is the only even fret that's marked, because this is actually the halfway point between your whole guitar. This is the 12th fret. You'll also have fret markers on the side of your guitar. You can see these little black dots. And that is the fretboard. And then when we get up to the body of your guitar, on an acoustic guitar, you have a sounding hole right in the middle. This guitar is a hollow body, so it's similar to an acoustic, although it is an electric guitar. I have sounding holes here on the side. These are my pickups, and my pickups are controlled, and I can toggle between them with this switch right here. So on electric guitars, there's different kinds of toggle switches. Some that on a Fender, it's down here on the bottom, and you can you have like 5 different positions. On this guitar, I only have 3. And what I'm toggling between is the front pickup, which is when this is in its up position. The middle position, which is activating both pickups at the same time. And the bridge pickup, which is when this toggle switches all the way down. Electric guitars generally follow this model. When the toggle switch is all the way forward or up, it's the most forward positioned pickup that's activated. When it's in the middle, it's some combination of pickups being played at the same time. And when it's all the way in the back, it's the pickup that's closest to the bridge. Now what's significant about this is that this is going to provide you with different tones. So each one sounds a little different. Some people like to have their bridge pickup or the toggle switch down for lead playing or rhythm, or excuse me, lead playing or single notes, and people like to have their neck pickup or the one that's closest to the neck in the up position for more rhythm type things. It's a preference thing. I suggest you mess around and see which one you like best. Going down here, the electronics. So these parts of my guitar are controlling the volume and the tone of the pickups. So right here I have the volume for my neck pickup and the tone for that neck pickup. So if I can turn my volume down with that one. I can also change the tone of that pickup, just this one. In order to hear and actually have these tone knobs and volume knobs affect this pickup, I have to toggle and activate that pickup by turning my pickup switch down. So now this one is the volume. So if this volume's turned off, my guitar won't ring because my bridge pickup is being activated. So I can turn that on by turning this volume on. And then of course this is the tone knob for that pickup as well. So if my toggle switch is in the middle, then all of 4 of these volume and tone knobs will be active at the same time. Moving on, we have the bridge. And the bridge is super important because this is the other position on your guitar where the strings cross over and set on. What's important about the bridge is that, again, if you take your guitar to a luthier because you have an issue with how clear or in tune a note is on your guitar, adjusting the bridge, and like I mentioned before, this part of your guitar, this truss rod, will be the areas your guitar tech or luthier will be adjusting in order to help bring your guitar back to shape. So this is your bridge. And then we have the saddle in the back. This is where my strings go through and attach from the bottom. So when I change my strings, I unscrew and detune my strings, take them out from under here, and put them back in at this point. For some guitars, it's on the back, but mine is on the front. So then we have for an electric guitar, this is the jack. This is where your guitar is going to get plugged in, and that's where it's going to attach to an amp. This is actually hooked up to the pickups, and when the pickups pick up vibration from the strings, it transmits that signal through the jack, through the cable, to your amplifier. So these are the basic parts of the anatomy of the guitar. The takeaway, the thing that I think is most important is if you have a problem with your guitar, I've mentioned this, kind of alluded to it throughout the video. Let me be more specific. Throughout the winter time or throughout really hot and then cold days, which we have in California, hot days, cold evenings, the guitar is made of wood. It absorbs moisture and it expels moisture, gets rid of the moisture it absorbs, and then the guitar actually kind of warps a little bit. It's just natural. It's something that all guitars do. And as a result of that, if you look down your guitar neck, you'll see it start to bow in the middle. You can tell because the strings will be closer to this fret than they are to the frets in the middle. You'll see the strings actually further away from your guitar neck in the middle of the guitar than they are here. So you can see that the neck is actually bowed slightly. When this happens, when you play a chord or you go to tune your guitar will say it's in tune with the tuner, but playing notes up here, you'll hear your guitar doesn't sound right. And it's kind of frustrating because you keep tuning your guitar and you think something's fine, but actually because your neck is bowed, the notes that you're playing are out of tune. So the way to fix this is by adjusting the truss rod. I highly recommend taking it to somebody who works on guitars or makes guitars, since they know how to do that job really, really great. You can go on YouTube and learn a tutorial and find out yourself, but I find that having a professional do it is the best. It costs around $60 to have your guitar completely set up, and it's well worth it. And again, so that's the truss rod and the bridge. This part down here, this will be the other area that the luthier will measure and adjust to fix your guitar. So those are a couple of things about the guitar, and I hope that helps. All right, let's get into the next part, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.